It is gold launcher time. Finally got 3 of them done. It's the 4th one that's pretty much impossible. The Panzerfaust. Please ignore going for that right now. There are going to be future updates in Vanguard that make this so much easier. There are going to be low flying kill streaks coming in. There's going to be things flying around inside of the Pacific map that let you shoot at that, making it a lot easier. But it's these 3. This is what today's video is about. The Panzerschreck, the M1 Bazooka, and the MK11. I'm going to show you guys how to get this gold nice and quick, ready for Diamond. I can't wait to get it done, and I'll be the first to show you the Panzerfaust. It's my first weapon I'm going for when they release new lower hanging fruit for us to shoot at. My name's Gaaba. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. It helps the channel. Let's move on and maybe subscribe for more. There are more videos like this coming very shortly. It's a dedicated Call of Duty YouTube channel. Let's get on with this video. Okay, right. So there's going to be timestamps down below. Make sure you use those to skip to the weapon that you want to see. Maybe you want to use all of them, so maybe check out the entire video because there will be tips and tricks I kind of mentioned throughout, which could apply to the others as well. Let's start with the M1 Bazooka. That is the first one you unlock through the journey of unlocking these diamond camos, and let's start off with these 5. These are all going to be unlocked from the beginning. Unlike previous games where you have to level the weapon, these are all unlocked from the beginning, and it's this last one, Deadeye, that you really want to work towards from the very beginning as soon as you unlock the weapon, and that is shooting down 3 kill streaks in a single game. I've had trouble getting the dogs. However, you can punch dogs and it counts towards this surgical challenge, which is destroy 100 kill streaks or field upgrades. If you run out of ammunition, you can smack the dog with the launcher and it actually counts towards this, which is a good thing. So if you hear the little, don't worry, get your rocket launcher out, shoot the ground, punch some things. It does work towards that. However, it does not count towards this 3 in a single game for some reason. Yet again, another camouflage bug. So, shoot 3 UAVs out of the sky. On screen is going to be a few examples of shooting stuff out of the sky. It just takes a bit of practice to understand there is a slight curve. You can shoot it out of the sky as soon as it spawns, but you've got to be quite lucky and aim really far ahead of it. And eventually you'll get used to shooting how far ahead you should aim. But naturally, you're going to go against a few other players on your own team. A lot of people, as time goes on, are going to go for this challenge altogether. So the earlier you start it, the better. So you need to be aiming for 3 per game. Good news is you can work towards 2 weapons in the same game. If you look on screen, these challenges here, shoot down 3 enemy kill streaks in a single game 30 times. You cannot skip 2 of these per game. So once you've done 3 out of the sky, you might as well swap to another rocket launcher for the remainder of that game and try and get 3 with that one. That is possible. So good news is you can work towards 2 of the launchers at once. And I'm, of course, talking about the M1 Bazooka and the Panzerschreck. You can work towards these at the same time. Of course, focus on 1 at a time. Clear it out. Once you've shot down 3, you then swap to the other weapon. So that is, of course, the hardest challenge probably within this lineup is shooting 3 at once. Because again, you're going against other players on your team. The earlier you start this, the better. Let's go down 1, and this is shooting down aerial kill streaks. You're going to get this naturally by aiming at the right angle. There is a slight curve to how they come into the map. Of course, the planes are flying in, they're now slowing down, and you can just balance this just right. Aim just slightly above where you should. I've never had an issue with aiming too high. Aim higher than you think because they will be banking to the right, going upwards slightly. Next up is the field upgrades, kill streaks, and equipment. I love this challenge. Certainly, you need to be using the engineer perk. So whatever's in the middle right now, whether it be high alert, forward intel, or piercing vision, engineer is going to be your perk. You're going to be using that for a bloody long time. This sort of perk will allow you to see things through walls. Naturally, you're going to be aiming at the ground. You're going to be shooting into rooms. You're going to see this red mark on the ground and run for it. Even if it takes you a life, you should be gunning for it because everyone else on your team is yet again going for the same challenges as you. So pretty fortunate I did that in the opening weekend as they are happening less and less often. Naturally, you see lots of ammunition, jammers. They're the main 2, I think. Maybe some tack inserts on some larger maps, but it's mainly going to be the ammunition and jammers you're going to see on the ground. You can see this pretty big. And of course, you see the deployable cover on some of the maps naturally at the back of the house. Take it out. It takes 2 shots sometimes, so be careful. You have to run in there and shoot it twice, which is weird. Maybe you could use some bullets first, shoot through the wall, and then shoot your bazooka at it, and away you go. And now on to the very first set of challenges for the M1 Bazooka is just the eliminations. Eliminations are best done in hardcore. If you didn't know, right now the game is still allowing a lot of explosive damage, a lot of splash damage, and you very rarely get hit markers with this. The opening weekend of Call of Duty, I basically used rocket launchers in hardcore thinking this is going to get patched. They haven't patched it yet. It's still overpowered. You're still going to be taking out enemies very, very quickly using the rocket launchers. So make sure you're aiming in groups of players. If only there was hardcore shipment, that would be the perfect place to do it. So just keep searching for hardcore patrol. When you play hardcore patrol, you'll load up a few different maps at once, and the house will come up eventually. This is a very quick map. It lasts ages, but there's so many walls for you to shoot the rockets against to take out enemy players. Forget getting kill streaks in. Just run around the map with the rocket launcher out and shoot the walls, and eventually you're going to end up killing your own self because you're killing teammates. Sad times for you. But this is what it takes to get the gold gun. 100 eliminations over the course of a few games. I don't think it will take too long when playing hardcore, the house. Go for it. How do you pronounce the house? Is it Das Haus? Let me know. I keep changing it. They should make that very clear. So the next weapon up is going to be the Panzerschreck. This particular weapon is so similar in challenges to the M1 Bazooka, but how you go about them may differ because it has the slowest ADS ever. Really awful iron sights, making it difficult to aim. You've got to attack it just slightly differently. Naturally, aiming up at the sky, you're going to aim slightly differently as well because the trajectory is different speeds. Here we are on screen. Here is a quick example of shooting down a spy plane and a counter spy plane as well. You've got to aim a little bit ahead, but not as much as the M1 Bazooka. You will get used to that. When you miss enough, you'll realise, oh yeah, I've got to aim a little bit closer towards it. Just don't forget it banks upwards, and you can never aim too high with these, right? When it comes to eliminations, be aware, and the M1 as well, it's just an elimination, not a kill. It's an elimination, which means you can hurt someone and someone else finishes them. Which means on shipment, just slam it down the middle or into one of the boxes. You're bound to hurt someone, and then someone else finishes them. There's a tick off your 100 challenges, which is absolutely brilliant. When it comes to the surgical ones, kill streaks, equipment, and field upgrades, of course, shooting things out of the sky is a great start, but you need to be using the engineer perk. That's obviously, I'm sure you're doing that already, but it's the jammers, the deployable cover at the back of Das Haus, and it's the ammunition boxes. Those three are the only things that are really on the ground that you'll ever run into. And of course, things in the sky, which are the UAVs and spy planes, what have you. So when it comes to this, you're going to use engineer for a very long time. And it's quite frustrating that it takes forward intel and the piercing vision, which means you're not going to be playing so well on shipment. Regular maps are where you'd normally find it, and just aiming around the corner, and most of the time it takes 2 shots, which sucks. Which means I'd recommend using the field upgrade, the ammunition box, for yourself and your team. Therefore, you're supplying yourself with more rockets. You can shoot more into where they're going to be using that. So often they're in their spawns, because there is a limit to how far away you can see these little red things. You see on screen, it isn't instant. It isn't across map. You have to be within a certain range for it to actually be visible, which is really weird. I'm not sure why there is a limit, but now you know you have to be quite close to see them. And there are particularly, even if you don't see anyone, still shoot it down into their spawn. You still might blow it up and get yourself a massive multi-kill, especially on Das Haus. You shoot it into their spawn, you may get lucky, and the splash damage blow up the equipment, therefore getting you eliminations, and of course getting you a point towards taking out their enemy field grades. Field grades? Field upgrades. Next one is kill streaks and field upgrades again. So again, just shoot things out of the sky. That will come naturally. And the last one would be aerial kill streaks, the UAV and spy planes. Well, they're the same. You've got to shoot quite a few out of the sky. Just look up and aim at this angle. The viewing makes it terrible. You're going to get killed while looking up a lot. You can't really do this in shipment. There's just not enough time. There's loads of time in Das Haus. Keep playing Das Haus if you can. But I'd suggest you play ordinary TDM, play domination to make sure you get the air kill streaks. But the main one is going to be the very last one, known as Deadeye. Shoot down 3 enemy kill streaks in a single game 30 times. This, like I've said before about the M1, is a right pain in the backside. I don't recommend you just willy-nilly shoot stuff down. You really need to focus to get 3 at a time. Shooting down 3 with one weapon, then swap to another weapon you're still working on. So if you haven't already done the M1, you can then flick back to shoot 3 more down with the M1. You can only work towards 1 of these per game. So it's a minimum of 30 games just for this weapon. So you really want to combine that with the M1 Bazooka if you can, therefore working towards 2 at the same time. They are the challenges here. I find it just more of a grind than anything, and it will absolutely batter your kill-death ratio. Bear that in mind. So that's the M1 done, and the Panzerschreck. The Panzerfaust. We don't know much about that yet. I will skip that for another video. It does deserve its own breakdown video. But the MK launcher is the next one, which, to be fair, I got fairly lucky with, because we had a domination game that lasted ages, and I just kept shooting into the spawn on Das Haus in hardcore and got absolutely loads of triple kills. Really, really loved it. A few quads as well. So these challenges are very different from the previous 2 launches I've mentioned. Let's start from the beginning. So 200 eliminations. Again, you just have to hurt people and then someone finish them. That will happen over time. If you want to get kills with it, just play hardcore. The second set of challenges is going to be destroy enemy kill streaks. Again, make sure you're using the engineer perk. That means you can see through walls and destroy those at range. There is a limit to how far you can see them, of course, but make sure you just slam as many bullets down the range as you can. Boom, 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 just spam it. This is what's going to happen. You need to use a weapon with a proficiency that lets you swap weapons quickly. Let me bring that on screen now. Right, so here we are. The proficiency fleet. Swap weapons faster, which is exactly what you're going to need to do, because changing weapons to this MK launcher sucks. It's so slow at reloading. There is a trick with reloading, by the way. I'll come to that in a second. But if you can swap to this weapon quicker, just aim it into their spawn, get some hit markers. If someone finishes them, you're naturally going to get the eliminations you need. So let's move on to the next one, which is long shots. Long shots are very simple. They're actually only going to be just about 25 to 30 feet, or just a few meters. Just keep spamming it in hardcore. You're going to get so many kills. It's not an elimination. It has to be a kill for it to count as a long shot. So the long shots you can even get inside Shipment right now, from corner to corner. Works great. You'll see on screen right now, there's me unlocking it in gold as soon as they changed the length of how long shots worked. I think there was a bug that either long shots were too far or long shots were too short, something like that. So they've now added long shots back into the game, and yes, it feels good to finally get this weapon gold. Look how good it looks gold. It's pointless. Stupid. That's probably the worst gold in this game. Right, I'm going to show you how quickly you can reload the MK11. I'll just remove my face from the equation. I'm going to shoot one bullet, and it's this little bit here. Now, all of that does not need to happen. I'll just show you them side by side in a second. Let's get another bullet in the chamber. Here we go. So if you shoot and you sprint at the right time, like now, you can pretty much stop the whole reload animation, because as soon as you see number 1 in the bottom right corner, you can actually go ahead and press sprint, and you'll actually stop the whole reload animation. There we go. So that's now a lot shorter. Here they are side by side. You'll of course see that it is certainly faster. When using some of the rocket launchers, you will see that actually this can speed things up for you. And again, it's certainly possible with the MK11 to speed up. If you're in the middle of a gunfight, wait for the number 1 and go, just sprint forward, and you've got yourself a quicker reload. This weapon's probably the best weapon to start with while Shipment is live, because you can shoot this into the spawn. It has this arc to it, so it will always land downwards into the spawn, bounce off of one of the walls or something, off of one of the cars or crates. Once you've hurt someone else finishes them. You're going to be working towards quite a lot of these at once. If you can get some long shot kills in there, amazing, because the last 2 are flipping annoying. That's the double kills and the triple kills. The double kills come at the same time as triple. So you really want to focus on getting this in hardcore. But did you know, if you kill a person with a weapon, and the third person you kill with this MK11 launcher, it will count as a triple kill. Even if they get killed by kill streaks, there's dogs on the ground. You get 2 dog kills, you kill somebody with this launcher, it counts as a triple kill, which is great. You don't have to get all 3 people with the launcher, which is really weird. The amount of time it takes to get a triple kill is only about a second, so it has to be really quickly, but it does count. So just keep using it, and you'll eventually get those triple kills. If you're struggling, it's hardcore patrol once again. Try your best to keep shooting it into the spawn of Das Haus. Just keep going in and coming out of maps, in and out, and eventually you're going to get yourself Das Haus again. Hardcore Das Haus, there needs to be a playlist for that, because that is the perfect map for any of these challenges for camos, okay? That's how I got the triple kills. It's how you're going to get the double kills as well. The double should come quite quickly if, for example, you had the bomber. Yeah, make sure you're using the bomber kill streak. I sounded like David Brent then. Yeah, use the bomber kill streak. If something comes in, as soon as it landing, shoot your launcher into the spawn of Shipment. And if you get a kill at the same time as your bomber, you could get a double kill or a triple kill, and therefore unlocking these challenges a lot quicker. You can work to quite a few of these in one map, so keep shooting and keep shooting. You can actually work towards quite a few of these in a single game, so make sure you keep shooting and shooting and shooting, and eventually you're going to get this thing gold as well. And look how great it looks. Really amazing. Not really. This video is mainly about these 3 launchers, but the Panzerfaust may be a reason why you're here. If you are here, there'll be a dedicated video to how I get this gold once they update the game to include things to help with these 2. These are shooting down aerial kill streaks and shooting 3 in a single game. There is a bug with this. I've shot so many dogs and you don't even get one. I've shot 12 dogs in a single game easily in Shipment and nothing. So these are either going to be bugged or the power of this rocket will actually destroy an aeroplane or some sort of bomber that comes in, making it a lot easier for us to get this kill streak in the next update or in Season 1 or Vanguard or in the Pacific map for Warzone. If you're this far and you want to keep working on these, if you've got everything else gold, you can of course keep using this last. Go for this last. If you've got everything else gold, start using the Panzerfaust with the Engineer perk. Just keep shooting around corners, into spawns, into areas of engagement, into the hard point. And if you see anything red on the ground, such as the deployable cover or the jammer or the ammunition, naturally, you're just going to shoot that in that direction. That's how you're going to get these ones done. So these 2 are both going to be for field upgrades and kill streaks. Field upgrades, again, more kill streaks. And first of all, it's 100 eliminations. Again, very, very straightforward in Shipment right now because it is just eliminations. Shoot it into their spawn and wait. Eventually, you're going to get them. So that's it. So if you enjoyed the video, my name's Gaaba. Maybe drop a like and, of course, subscribe for more videos. If you're this far through, you might enjoy some other content I make. Otherwise, you take care. Good luck with the grind. Let me know how you get on in the comments. In fact, comment anything down below and I will reply. I reply to every single comment. Why not test me?